Chase, we're back at it again.
Boogety Boogety Boogety, JB. Let's get racing.
Let's get racing. They were in Vegas this past weekend. I won't say it was a bad day of racing, but it was messy. Very messy.
Yeah, I would agree. Messy's a great way to talk about it. I feel like
Yeah.
the story, which I had written down, is like a lot of messiness on pit road, a lot of errors.
A lot of errors. I don't know what's going on there, man.
Yeah, mistakes costing drivers. I mean, we had, two people lose a tire and Chase Briscoe.
Which I don't mean to laugh at, but it was kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. Just seeing the photo of the tire just kind of bounce and just roll all the way into the pit road, just like, oh, man.
I got a chuckle seeing the same thing happen to Kyle Busch, another driver who lost a tire. Because he lost, the tire came off and then the rim was just rolling there in separate directions. And Kyle Busch isn't my favorite, per se. You know, we'll talk about maybe a little bit more about most hated drivers later in the show. But, I know D-Mac loves Kyle Busch and kind of have a little bit of that similar attitude.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I kind of got that enforcer mentality, that attitude.
Yeah.
That, you know.
I was like, it makes sense, but I was like, it's for me, Kyle Busch is always kind of never been my favorite. So seeing him kind of lose tire, I thought that was a little funny. So and then our guy Christopher Bell won 3 in a row. He had to get his he had to get serviced in Chase Briscoe's pit box, teammate of his from Joe Gibbs Racing.
I seen that as well too, because I guess his crew couldn't get they didn't have the tools or something to actually secure the tire on there. So it was like, all right, go over here and help us out a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of cool that you can rely on another team to help you out.
I mean, it was quick, smart thinking to not lose the tire on the track, but it still cost them track position.
Yes.
With the penalty getting serviced outside the pit box, so that sucked. Christopher Bell started in the back, climbed all the way up to second, I believe is as high as he got. Was running 1 and 2 with Kyle Larson, and just ended up near the back of the pack. Some penalties, some like I said, mistakes on pit road. Pit road was the maker or breaker. It felt like in Vegas, that was where people were winning big or losing it all.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Definitely. I believe he finished 12th. I believe.
Yeah, he did finish 12th.
Yes.
So was able to secure the top 15, climb back. I want to say he started even the 20s or 30s. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I believe it was the 20s.
Yeah, but started near the back of the pack. A couple of people Ryan Blaney started in the back. He had an issue in practice where he spun out and he got pushed back. Climbed all the way to the top. Fell back again, climbed all the way to the top again, and then he ended up getting wrecked. So he had a rough day.
Like I said, it was just a messy day out in Vegas. I don't know. I was expecting a lot more, but just not this. I guess if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Vegas for me, and we did our rankings last week. I put it as my 5th track.
Yeah, your 5th track. You weren't too impressed with Vegas.
No, to me, it's kind of it's a lot boring per se, but it's not it's not the most
Vegas,
fun
he
track.
is calling you boring. I hope you know that.
It's not the most fun track to me. I feel like of all the tri-ovals, there's a couple I like a little bit more than Vegas. So I feel like the taste I got in my mouth from this race is a little biased,
A little biased. I can see that. I can definitely see that as well too. But we got to shout out the big winner of the day, Mr. Josh Berry. Yeah. Oh, I was not expecting this. This was a huge upset, man.
First career Cup Series win for Josh Berry in the number 21 Motorcraft Ford, driven by the Wood Brothers, owned by the Wood Brothers. Yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a name too for your
historic
franchise,
historic racing team and company. They have quite the legacy. I'm gonna mess up the name right now and sound like a douche, but I think it's Dave Pearson. He used to be Richard Petty's biggest rival. They'd run 1 and 2 all the time, and honestly, if you ask Richard Petty, he gives him the nod as who's the best race car driver of all time.
Really?
Even though he's the king, it was who was the one guy that challenged the king the most, and it's that's he basically is kind of giving him the nod. Of all the dudes who pushed me to the limit, he's the one who pushed me the furthest, and and sometimes pushed himself a little further than I was able to push myself. So
that's respect.
Shout out.
That is respect, man.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, that number 21 car is historic. The last 5 drivers in that car, I guess the first time winners for the last 5 times a driver's been in that car, where we had Elliott Sadler in 2001 picked up his first career Cup Series win at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Nice.
Fast forward to 2011 and you have Trevor Bayne win the first race of the Daytona 500. Huge. And then you got a couple more races. Another Daytona win, 2024, Harrison Burton. Not the 500, but that later race in the year where they go back in July. 2017, Ryan Blaney who we were talking about just a minute ago. He got his first win in the Wood Brothers 21 at Pocono in 2017. And then Josh Berry, fastest car out there Sunday in Vegas. He's the one who won big.
Berry, man.
And, took home no burnout either.
No burnout. Former classmate of Taylor Swift, apparently. So now Taylor Swift can brag a little bit about him. Say, like, hey, you're successful as well, too.
Nice.
He kind of puts all the critics and rumors to bed that, he's only a short track driver and he's too old. So now it's just like, hey, you guys can shut up now. I won my first cup, or chill.
Well, it seems like he's been kind of recognized by a few like the vets and some of the older retired guys as like, hey, this kid's got the goods. Like I think Dale Jr. said if you're a car owner looking to contend for a Cup Series champion, Josh Berry is a championship driver looking for a team ready to contend to win win a championship. Something like that. I'm messing up the quote, but basically a couple of people, real respected racers, some legends of the sport who like see and recognize Josh Berry for the talent that he has. I mean, he's got a couple Xfinity Series wins, and now he's bumped up to the Cup Series. So great race for him.
Very nice. Great race for him as well too. I like to see that all these drivers are still kind of giving him the nod, thinking that, hey, you still got it, don't give up. So it's very positive as well too. I did catch the last I want to say 20 laps because the caution flag was out, and it was a battle between Berry and Daniel Suarez.
Yeah.
Going back and forth. I'm like, this is getting good. Those are those exciting moments, those exciting laps where it's just like, all right, going neck and neck, back and forth, and then eventually Josh Berry just kind of edged him out, and it was his all the way the rest through.
Yeah, I mean, they were going at it for a few laps, and you could tell like whoever was probably going to end up taking the lead in that first position was probably going to end up staying in there the rest of the race just with how many laps were left and the way they were running. Really good race. Josh Berry ended up, I think, getting on the inside line and just able to get in front of Daniel Suarez, who had a nice race himself, looking
very good race. Respect to you, man.
Yeah, shout out Daniel Suarez as well. But I mean, awesome. For me, like the number 99 car, like I remember, it was the number 6, like the Sitco 99 with Jeff Burton back in the day when he was rocking with Roush, and then was the Aflac number 99 for a long time with Carl Edwards. And then so it's, I mean, I like seeing the number 99 succeed and seeing Daniel Suarez do good. I agree. Matt Kenseth, my favorite driver I've talked about. He was a Roush guy for most of his career before he jumped to Joe Gibbs, and so I got a little bit of affinity towards the Roush team, and don't mind seeing them succeed. I thought the number 17 was looking pretty clean.
Hey.
That
that number 17 car might be in one of our blind rankings. You never know.
We'll see.
I have to see. Once again, shout out to all the racers in Vegas as well too. It's sad to see Christopher Bell couldn't get it done to be in an elite company he would have been in if he would have got 4 in a row.
Yeah, indeed. He would have. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think Jeff Gordon, Harry Gant, Darrell Waltrip, a couple of handfuls, and a couple others who've done it as well.
Yes.
That's just off the top of my head who I can remember of the list who have won 4 in a row. What could have been with the issues on pit road, we never would have known. I mean, starting in the back of the pack as well. I mean, great driver, fast car. Like I said, he was able to make his way up to second. But it seemed like people were all over the place in Vegas. I know Austin Cindric won the first stage. Can't remember where he finished, but I know like there was a few points in the race where he was, rolling in the 20s. Kyle Larson won the second stage. Like I said, him and Christopher Bell were running 1-2, and then they ended up near the back of the pack late in the race, and they're both in the 20s, having to climb their way back up, trying to fight for position, through the pack. And they just got caught up in that dirty air, just weren't able to climb much higher than 12th, at least for Christopher Bell. I don't remember where Kyle Larson finished off the top of my head, but people were all over up and down the track in that race.
Like I said, it was just a messy day. You weren't expecting all of this, and then somehow they still made a day of it as it is. So respect to them, shout out to them as well too. I'm sorry, Christopher Bell. I guess you gotta start back over from 1 again and get it done all the way. But he even said I don't think he's upset about it. He just said we're not going to be able to win all of them. So, it was going to come to an end eventually.
Yeah, indeed. So, hats off. I mean, still top 15, not bad. 12th, able to scrap out
still
a pretty good finish, So, a lot of season left too. So, only thing they can do is get back in the garage and
just
get working
better
on that car.
Get better next week. That's all we ask for. You want to hop into some of these blind rankings we got going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be ranking vehicle sponsors and then some vehicle numbers. So what do we want to start with? You want to rank the sponsors or the numbers?
Well, let me do the numbers first because I feel like I went last.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah.
All right, so switching up a little bit. Numbers. All right. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start with this one. 68 wins for this car. The number 12 car, occupied by Ryan Blaney. He had former owners by Bobby Allison, who won Daytona in '88. Shout out. And Ryan Newman as well, too.
Yeah, see,
the number 12 car.
I remember Ryan Newman, the number 12. I saw him with his first big crash at Daytona in '03.
Oh.
And then Brad Keselowski drove the number 12 for a short stint as well before he jumped into the number 2. Team Penske. Number 12. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one at number 3. You know.
Number 3.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I like especially with Ryan Blaney now. Like, I love seeing that number 12 car. It looks clean. And Ryan Blaney, he's just a cool dude. What a nice personality. He's got a great smile. It's hard not to see the guy.
It's hard not to
like
hate the guy.
Yeah, it's hard not to like the guy. He just seems like a cool dude. Like I said, he's like a warm, positive person. So shout out to you, Ryan Blaney.
Shout out. So all right, so we got number 12 and number 3. All right, only 3 wins out of this car. It's a number 54 car occupied by Ty Gibbs and Lenny Pond as well too.
Maybe possibly more to come about Ty Gibbs later. I'll put this one at number 5.
Yeah, I knew where this was going. I knew where this was going.
It's a pretty ugly number.
Oh.
And then obviously
I knew where this was going.
pretty ugly number. That's just kind of how I'm looking at it. I think there's one number that I think I just dislike the font more of, but but it's like an old school font. I don't know if they even use it anymore. We'll talk about that later.
Number 5. All right, I knew that was coming. Jumpman number 23, currently occupied by Bubba Wallace. Previous drivers, you got Michael Waltrip. He won Daytona twice back in the 80s. And Al Killer.
See, I love the look of the Bubba Wallace 23.
Only 4 wins out of this car, too, out of this number.
Yeah, I like the look of the Bubba Wallace 23 nowadays. But I don't want to put it above the 12. So I'll slot it at number 4, and we'll go into these last 2 for leaving 1 and 2 open.
These last two. All right, well, we mentioned this driver earlier as well, too. 44 wins out of this number. Number 8, currently occupied by Kyle Busch.
Okay.
Previous owners, you got
Dale Jr., of course.
Yes, Dale Jr. as well.
Shit, now I kind of want to put this number 1. Because I don't want to put it number 2 and then get and then end up with a shitty number at number 1.
I don't want to give you any hints at what the last one could be.
I'm just to play it safe. Hey, maybe hindsight I'll regret it a little bit, but I'm gonna play it safe and put number 8 at number 1 because respect to Dale Jr. Son of a legend.
Number 1.
Number 8 at number 1.
Dale once again. All right, so your final one. Oh boy, 72 wins out of this number.
Oh, I think okay.
The number 9 car.
Oh, the number 9.
Chase Elliott.
Oh, not just Chase Elliott, but Austin Bill from Dawsonville. His father, old Bill Elliott. Yeah, I'm good at putting this in number 2. I like put 8 comes before 9 anyways, and Chase Elliott drives it now, but I'll always think back to Bill Elliott. And that was my uncle's favorite driver, my Uncle Randy. Who gave me my first memory in life from the 2001 Daytona 500. Shout out to my Uncle Randy. Rest in peace to him. But
R.I.P.
But yeah, my first memory in life from Uncle Randy, his favorite driver, Bill Elliott. I didn't realize how good he was. Been diving into some old NASCAR history from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and whatnot. Austin Bill from Dawsonville truly was that man. So, like I said, he's one of the 4-time winners, or 4 in a row winners. So, yeah.
Shout out.
Number 2. For the number 9 car, I'll slot it in for my blind rankings.
I had to go with the Chase Elliott at the end for you, man. I had to do that.
Nice. Next up, we got not just the car numbers, but the sponsors for these. I didn't come with the stats quite like you with how many times these sponsors have won, more or less. But
it's all right.
But something I can maybe prepare for next time, obviously. Starting out number 1 on the list. See where you want to rank. Now the Shell Pennzoil car. Is they often driven by the 22 Team Penske, Joey Logano. I know back in the day Kevin Harvick was a sponsor of Shell Pennzoil in the 29.
All right, I don't want this one too low, but I don't want it too high either because I do like the Pennzoil manufacturing company. So give me at 4. I'll
Four,
go 4.
okay.
I'll go 4 with this one.
Pennzoil at 4.
I got 4.
All right, next up on the list, sponsor currently Joe Gibbs Racing, Chase Briscoe in the 19, formerly followed Martin Truex Jr. around for quite a while, Bass Pro Shops. Where are we ranking Bass Pro Shops?
A shout out to Bass Pro Shops, but you're 5.
5, okay.
5. I'm sorry, 5. I'm sorry.
All right. Coming in next, let's see where you rank the Federal Express, Denny Hamlin sponsor of the number 11 FedEx.
Shout out to Denny Hamlin. I don't think he finished this past race. I think he got was he out?
I'd have to double check. I say the running order, the only thing I can think of right now off the top of my head is I know 1-2 was Barry, Suarez, and then Bell came in 12th. Off the top of my head, I can't really remember.
I don't
much
think
else.
he had a very good day, but I like Denny Hamlin. I kind of like his attitude that he has out there on the track. So I really want to see what's the final 2 on this one. So Denny, you're going at number 3 with the FedEx car.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a little hint. We got a couple bevies.
Oh boy.
For the last 2. So we'll start with the Alki bevy. Dale Jr. sponsor, Budweiser, formerly Dale Jr. sponsor a long time. Where are we ranking Budweiser? We got 2 spots left, 1 beverage left. Is it alcoholic? Is it non-alcoholic? I won't give you that hint. I'll just tell you it's a drink. It's a liquid that you put in your body.
I feel like it's gonna be non-alcoholic, and I really want to put it at number 1, but give me Budweiser at number 1.
Budweiser at number 1,
Budweiser
baby.
at number 1.
I feel like we had very similar rankings this week.
I feel like we have
the way we ordered them and stuff. Last but not least, I feel like we did this very similarly too. Sponsor, well, not the full-time sponsor, but one of the sponsors of your guy, Tyler Record, number 45, Monster Energy.
Damn it.
I think it was the Ross Chastain sponsor. I think it was Ross Chastain sponsor this week. Driving the number 1, but
I knew it was gonna be Monster. All right, Monster, you're at number 2. I'm sorry, man.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Monster.
Beer before energy drinks, everybody.
Yeah. So rounding out JB's top 5 for the sponsored blind rankings, we had Budweiser number 1, Monster Energy 2.
Damn it.
The Federal Express FedEx at number 3. He put Shell Pennzoil, great motor company.
It's still a great motor company.
Motor oil company, yeah, in the number 4 spot, and then rounding out his top 5, Bass Pro Shops.
I say about Bass Pro Shop at 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hate you there. Not gonna hate you. Being from Michigan, not too far from Dundee. I've been to Cabela's more than I've been to Bass Pro Shops. Because Jackson, Dundee was closer to Auburn Hills, or Dundee than Auburn Hills.
I've been in Bass Pro Shops probably a handful of times, and it's not for anything that I needed. So I'm going for other people.
Yeah, every time I'm in Bass Pro Shops, it makes me want to become this crazy outdoor sportsman.
I know, it's just oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. All right, this is getting way out of hand. I'm gonna buy all this stuff, and it's gonna be way expensive.
Yeah. I want to get all the fishing gear, but then it's and then I go out there and it's I don't really want to touch the fish. I need gloves. I'm okay to admit I'm a bit of a bitch.
Hey, it is all fair. It is all fair. Trust me.
I wouldn't. My own worm.
Yeah, I can do all that. I just don't want to do anything else afterwards. I'm not gutting the fish. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah, filleting it. Yeah, no.
I'm not doing any
catch
of that.
Catch and release.
We're getting off topic here. So I think we're about to end it, but definitely let's do some results from this past week's Monster Jam.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Cynthia Gauthier, driver.
Shout out.
Yeah, driver of the Lucas Oil Stabilizer. This week they were in Indianapolis in Lucas Oil Stadium, nonetheless, where Cynthia Gauthier picked up their first career Stadium Series racing win.
Isn't that iconic? That's ironic, actually, too.
Yeah. The Lucas Oil Stabilizer in Lucas Oil Stadium defeated our guy, Camden Murphy, who Spenny and us got to meet and interview back in Monster Jam at Ford Field back in February. So, tight race. Both of them hard finish. It looks like Cynthia had a little bit of a cleaner exit coming out of that final turn. Cam got a little bit loose, or it came a little wide, and it was getting lined up going into that final jump. Cynthia hit it straight on. Cam came in a little wobbly, and you could tell just like they lost a little bit of momentum, and Cynthia able to nose out the line to get that first win. So shout out to you, Cynthia. That's awesome.
Shout out to Cynthia, man.
Yeah, I mean, like fought hard in Ford Field.
Too.
They had some truck issues, had to go back to the garage and get work done, but they were able to get up and running. So that was awesome to see, and like hopefully, the first of many more wins to come. I know they've had a nice career in Monster Jam. Took a little bit of time off to start their family, have their daughter, and just to come back, back into Monster Jam, get that first win. Driving the Lucas Oil Stabilizer in Lucas Oil Stadium. Awesome feeling, I'm sure. Hats off to you, Cynthia.
Definitely a awesome feeling. Shout out to you once again, Cynthia. Other winners that this past weekend as well too. On Sunday, Classroom Crusher came out on top of winning the whole overall event, and Saturday, Gravedigger.
Tyler Meninga, yeah, I saw he had that huge jump. I don't know what happened with I'm not like obviously we're here talking trucks and cars, but I don't know all the mechanical parts and stuff. Like I just think it's cool if they go fast and jump high. So like that.
And then when they come down, the tire pops off.
Yeah, exactly. But like the I don't know if it's like the back axle, something busted, and then you just seen like flames spitting out the back of the grid.
I did see videos of that. Like, oh,
dude, talk about bad to the bone. That is Gravedigger, man.
He lives up to his name every single time.
Heck yeah.
Every single time.
Shout out to the legend, breaking hearts and breaking parts, putting butts in seats. The legends.
It's factual. So I don't know where Monster Jam is going to be this next upcoming weekend, but I do know NASCAR Cup Series continues on there in Miami, South
Homestead.
Beach.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, Monster Jam's all over, too. I know we mainly are following the Stadium Series East because that's what came to Detroit, but they're all over. They got the Arena Series. They got the Stadium Series.
Which
East,
both
West,
are cool.
Central.
I've caught both of them. They're both fun to watch.
It's super fun. I mean, honestly, you can hop on YouTube and check out Monster Jam all day, all week, 24/7. It is super fun to watch, and I'll definitely find myself in those rabbit holes more often than not. So super awesome. Real quick, JB, I want to ask you a quick question before we take off.
What's that?
Who's your most hated driver? Do you have one? Because I want to sign off saying who mine is really quick.
I don't think I have one just yet. So I think give me a little bit more time, and then I can probably figure out one. But what is yours?
I love hate watching Austin Dillon. How dare you?
Hate watching Austin Dillon.
How dare you? The fact that someone was allowed to drive the number 3 car was again was absolutely ridiculous.
Hate watch.
We'll save this rant for another episode. Yes. But just know that Austin Dillon, I've got major beef with you, and
you're on
you
shit list,
and Richard Childress, you as well. Coming for throats. God damn it, I'm gonna get heated. But we'll end it there. This has been Fast and Loose with JB Smoooovv and Chase Elliott Amley. He's fast, I'm loose, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.